Listen, I've been nervous ever since I got this invitation. I put it off for a couple of years, Lovelace. I had an excuse for not coming with the Congress and all. And he found out we weren't having a Congress anymore. And he said, man, you got to come. I said, man, I'm nervous, but I'm coming. Everything at Mount Moriah is high. I never been at Mount Moriah when it wasn't high. So you got to really go here at Mount Moriah. So thank you all for inviting little old me, amen, to do my best. Amen. So happy to have our ministers here. Amen. Once again, Minister Patterson as well in the back. Amen. That's not Ranch Allen. That's expensive. That's the singing. That's going to preach. So let me lift up this brief word, and I'm going to get out of the way. If you go with me to Psalm 40, verses 1, 2, and 3. I want to preach something I've never preached before. Usually when you come to the mount, you need to bring one of your sticks you preached before. Amen. So I'm going to lift that verse number 3 up that I've never, amen, really preached from. Psalm 40, verses 1, 2, and 3, with the emphasis on verse number 3. I'll read it from the New King James Version. It says, I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined to me and heard my cry. He also brought me up out of a horrible pit. Let the church say, out of a horrible pit. Out of a horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock and established my steps. He put a new song in my mouth, praise to our God. Many will see it and fear, and I will trust in the Lord. I want to take a subject from a portion of verse number 2 that says, he also brought me out of a horrible pit, and verse number 3 that says, and he put a new song in my mouth, a praise unto God. I want to talk about coming out with a praise. Coming out with a praise. Look at that person next to you, Kevin. The preacher's going to preach about coming out with a praise. If that sounds like you, give God a hand of praise as I introduce this word. Coming out with a praise. The book of Psalms is known as the prayer book and the praise book of the Bible. In no other book can one find such a variety of religious experiences and religious expressions as found in the book of Psalms. Yes, in this 40th number of Psalm, David talks about being in a horrible pit. He talks about being in a dark place. He's talking about going through a season of suffering. Johanna Rosenmuller, he talks about this dark place in his book. This Greek, German theologian, he talks about this dark place as being waters of misery. He's saying that David is in some waters of misery. And when I thought about waters of misery, I thought about lakes of loneliness. I thought about rivers of rough times. I thought about seas of suffering. I even thought about oceans of opposition and obstacles. And when it comes to the horrible pits of life, understand that horrible pits, dark times, and difficult seasons are universal. Because Job says to us in Job 14:1 that a man that's born of a woman, you have read that, haven't you? Is of a few days, and those days are full of trouble. That means that you will encounter some horrible pits in your life. Jesus even alludes to this fact in John 16:33. He says, in this life you shall have some tribulation. That means that you got to experience some bashing burdens. That means that you will have to experience some chaotic circumstances in your life. They are universal, but can I also tell you that they're unique? In that the pit that David is in may be different than the pit that you're in. They are unique in that all of us will have to encounter our own horrible pits. Although they're universal and although they're unique, the shout of the text is that they're not undefeated. That means that you can come out of your horrible pit. Am I preaching to anybody in here who believes that God can bring you out? And I want to suggest from verse number 3 that the text is teaching us that when God brings us out, we ought to come out with a praise. When God brings you out of your situation, you ought to come out of your situation giving God the praise. Three things I want to lift up concerning coming out with the praise from verse number 3. Because when God brought David out, David gave God what I call a fresh praise. Let the church say a fresh praise. He gave him a fresh praise. It's right there in verse number 3, the A part. David says that God put a new song in my mouth. God gave me a brand new reason to give him some praise. And just in case there's somebody in here and you feel that you don't have a brand new reason, I want to suggest that if he woke you up this morning, that's a brand new reason to give him some praise. If he started you on your way, if God put food on your table and clothes on your back, that's a brand new reason to give him some praise. David said, God gave me a fresh praise. He brought me out of my pit. And when God brought me out, don't miss this in the text, God was the one that put the praise in me. I said, God is the one that put the praise in me. Listen, if God put something in you, you ought to allow it to come out. Now the problem with us is that we got some other stuff in us that we don't have a problem letting come out. I mean, you rub somebody the wrong way, they don't have a problem letting curse out come out. If you talk about somebody, they don't have a problem talking about you. But God is saying, when I do something for you, I expect you to give me a fresh praise. Look at how David got his fresh praise. It's right there in verses 1 and 2. He got his fresh praise because David patiently waited on God. David said, listen, I was in this pit and I had to wait on God to bring me out. How many of you know that when you try to bring your own self out, you'll just mess up? You do remember what the hymnologist said when she was talking about that problem that she had, and she kept getting deeper involved, but then she turned it over to Jesus and she stopped worrying about it and she turned it over to him, and guess what? He worked it out. Listen, instead of you trying to get yourself out, I want to suggest that you learn how to wait on God. That you patiently wait on God to bring you out of your situation. Because I hear Isaiah saying in 40 and 31, but they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. Isaiah said they'll mount up with wings as an eagle. They'll run and not be weary. They'll even walk and not even faint. You better learn how to wait on God to bring you out. And as you wait on him, I want to suggest that you wait with contentment. You wait with Philippians 4 and 11 mentality, because Paul said, I'll discover that whether I'm in a pit or not in a pit, I've learned how to be content. If you're going to come out with a praise, you got to learn how to be content right where God has you, because you believe in the sovereignty of God. You believe in the fact that whatever God brings you to, he's got enough to bring you through. And therefore you can say like the late Reverend Paul Jones, that listen, I've had some good days and I've had some bad days. Are you going to help me? I've had some hills to climb, but guess what? When I look around and when I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days. I may be in a pit right now, but guess what? I'm not going to complain because God has been good to me. Fresh praise. Because he patiently waited. But he also had a fresh praise because he prayerfully waited on God. With what the verse said, he says, I waited patiently. I waited while I waited on God. And he inclined unto me. And he heard my cry. That means that he prayed while he waited. And I want to suggest that if you want to get a fresh praise from God, if God is going to place a fresh praise in you for bringing you out, you got to make sure that while you're dealing with your horrible pit, that you're talking to God. I'm not talking about talking to that rabbit foot in your front. I'm talking about it's going to bring you some good luck. Rabbit had 4, you got one of them. Didn't bring him, did you? Good luck. How do you think it's going to bring you some good luck? I'm not talking about you talking to that good luck coin that you got. Thinking that that good luck coin is going to bring you some good luck and bring you out of your situation. But if you're looking for somebody to talk to, I need to tell you, Jesus is on the main line. All you have to do is call him up. Tell him what you want. In case you don't know, his number is 111. It hadn't changed. 1 for the Father, 1 for the Son, 1 for the Holy Ghost. Anybody in here know prayer still works? I said prayer still works. Fool me now. I said prayer still works. Father, I stretch my hand to thee. No other help I know. If thou withdraw thyself from me, oh, whither shall I go? It still works. I need thee, oh, I need thee every hour. Guess what? It still works. It's not my father, it's not my mother, not my sister, not my brother, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Prayer still works. We got a fresh praise. Because he patiently and prayerfully waited on God. But then secondly, when you come out, David didn't just come out with a fresh praise. I'm going to lose a lot of you here, but David came out with a forceful praise. A forceful praise. Look at what he says in the text in verse number 3. He talks about a forceful praise because after the fresh praise, he says, God put a new song in my mouth, praise unto our God. But look at how forceful he is in his praise. He's simply saying that others are going to see it and begin to fear God. Other folks are going to hear me praising God, and then they're going to have reverence and begin to rejoice in God themselves. When God brings you out, you ought to give him a forceful praise. I'm not talking about a pity pat praise, but I'm talking about giving God some powerful praise. I'm not talking about you being all sedated and all sophisticated in your praise, but I'm talking about you getting ugly when you praise God. I'm talking about giving God not arrogant praise, but being aggressive in your praise. You better learn how to give God some forceful praise. Can I tell you the reason that many of us won't give him forceful praise is because we're not personal praisers. You see, if you want to give God forceful praise, you got to learn how to praise him for yourself. I thank God for this choir. I thank God for these musicians. But listen, I don't need a choir to prime my praise part. I can prime my own personal praise part. Because when I think about the goodness of Jesus, when I think about all he's done for me, when I think about what I am he made me, what I have he gave me, what I know he taught me, what I am he brought me, I'll praise him if I have to praise him by myself. Look at somebody and tell them, I give him some by myself. And listen, if you need something to cry on, your praise pump just have a breakthrough flashback. Look at what God has done in your life. Has God been good to anybody? Anybody in here know you've never been blessed? Anybody got blessings on top of blessings? Blessings upon the blessings. Somebody ought to shout every time I turn around, he keeps on blessing. Give him some personal praise. I'm trying to tell you how to be forceful in your praise. It has to be personal. Right. As David said, they're going to see me praise. All right. Why are you waiting on somebody else to get your praise? You ought to get it on first. Forceful praise, not only was you giving personal praise, but this is where I'm going to lose you at. All right. You got to give him public-sized praise. David said, the folks are going to see me, not dropping it like it's hot. The folks are going to see me praising God. Now, let me give you this nugget. Come on now. Don't praise him to be seen. Come on. But be seen praising him. I just lost it. Don't praise him to be seen, but be seen praising him. Why? Because you're saying praise is what I do. If you see me running, I'm not running from anybody. Praise is just what I do. If you see me jumping, I'm not jumping for a rebound. I don't have a jump rope. You got to understand praise is just what I do. You see me wave my hands and I'm not going anywhere. You just got to understand that I don't mind publicizing my praise because praise is just what I do. And in the church, you ought to make sure that you are publicizing your praise. You ought to come out with a publicized praise because the Bible says that we ought to praise him with our mouth. You read Psalms 100, verse number 1. It says, make a what? Joyful noise. That means that you ought to open up your mouth and what? Yeah, you ought to open up your mouth and say something. Listen, the Bible even talks about in Psalms 47 and 1, you praising him with your hands, like praising him with a clap. Every now and then in the church, it ought to be get a little clappy and happy. It talks about you lifting up hands to praise him in Psalms 134, around verse number 2. He says, lift up holy hands in his sanctuary. And when it comes to some of us, the only way we're going to lift them up is that somebody come in here and rob us. Somebody come in here with a 45 like you got in your purse. Somebody come in here with one of them 45s and tell you to stick them up. Guess what you gonna do? You gonna stick them up. But can I suggest every time you think about what God has done for you, you ought to stick them up. Every time you think about where he brought you from, you ought to stick them up. Every time you think about how he made a way for you out of no way, you ought to stick them up. Every time you think about the fact that you could have been dead and sleeping in your grave, you ought to stick them up. Look at somebody and tell them, stick them up. Publicize it. I got to get out of here. You got to publicize it. That means that when you come out of your situation, you come out with a praise. You are bragging about what God has done. Bragging about what he's done for you. Anybody in here got a reason to brag? Brag about what he's done for you. You ought to brag about his saving power. If you can say like the songwriter, listen, I was sinking deep in sin and far from the peaceful shore, and I was very deeply stained within and seeking to rise no more. But the master of the sea heard my despairing crying. From the waters he lifted me, and now safe am I. Then you all will brag about it. You will brag about his securing power. Talking about how God has kept you. Even when David was in his pit, God kept him. And even when you was in your situation, guess what? God kept you. The reason I know he kept you is because you're here today. And you ought to say like the songwriter, I want you to know that God is keeping me. It's not my friends because my friends will run out. It's not my money because my money will run out. It's not my figure because my figure will fade out. It's not my fashions because my fashions will wear out. But it's God that's keeping me. And because he's been keeping me, I got an I'm still here testimony. I don't know how you feel about it today, but I thank God today that I got an I'm still here testimony. Is it anybody in the church house that can testify after all I've been through? I still got my joy, and the reason I got it is because God has been keeping me. The reason I'm here is because God has been keeping me. If it had not been for the Lord who was on my side, I could have been dead, sleeping in my grave. But since the Lord has brought me out, I'm going to give him a fresh praise. Since the Lord has brought me out, I'm going to give him a forceful praise. But then lastly, since the Lord has brought me out, I'm going to give him a forever praise. Because David said, I will trust in the Lord. That simply means I'm going to keep on praising the one that brought me out. If God brought you out, you ought to give him a forever praise. Because if he did it before, he'll do it again. Praise God. Tell somebody that. They need to hear it. Praise God right now. Praise God back then. If he did it then somehow and some way he'll do it now. So I'm going to keep on praising him because my hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and the righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest praise, but the holy leaning on Jesus' name, on Christ. You ought to tell somebody where you're standing. On Christ, the solid rock. I'm going to stand because all on the ground is sinking sand. Is there anybody who can testify that I've learned how to lead? I've learned how to depend on Jesus. I found out if you trust me, if you hold on just a little while longer, he will provide. Come out with a praise. Come out telling him thank you. Come out shouting hallelujah. Come out shouting glory. Come out lifting him up. Just in case you don't think you're coming out, let me give you some evidence that you're coming out. Because Jesus went in a pit. Yes, he did. He died one Friday. They took him down, put him in a pit, put him in a grave. But early, I said early, Sunday morning, he got up. Didn't he do it? Say yeah. Say yeah. Say yeah. Yeah. Luck is on the way. We serve a good God. And He's worthy of all the praise. Let me hear that key, E flat or something. How many know God's been good to you? As we extend the invitation. I didn't have much money. The door is open. A lot of my friends thought it was fun. But I'm so glad today I can stand right here and say, the Lord, He's been good. Anybody know He's been good to me? Listen. Come from a poor, didn't have much, but the Lord's been good to me. The door is open. Come from a poor friend, sure didn't have much, y'all, but the Lord's been good to me. Listen. I didn't have no money. A lot of my friends thought it was funny. But I'm so glad today I can stand right here and say, the Lord been good to me. Listen. I was born in a shack, y'all. Clothes was thin, put on my back. That's your testimony. Mom and Dad did the best they could. They said, son, always do good. Out of all the things I remember in life, I know that the Lord been good to me. Hey, He's been good. He's been good. He's been good. Sure been good to me. He's been good. He's been good. He's been good. Sure been good to me. Been good. He's been good. He's been good. Sure been good to me. Been good. Sure been good. Sure been. Let's go to church right here. He's been my rock in a weary land. He's been my shelter in the time of storm. Every day, He's holding my hand. Every day, He's helping me to stand. He picked me up, turned me around. He placed my feet on solid ground. I've
in my life, I know that the Lord, I know that the Lord, I know